Playoffs on News Channel Nebraska are presented by Current.
Is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to midwestbank.com to find out more.
It's the month of October, but right now it looks like we're in the middle of December. It's Nebraska. What else do you expect? It's football weather in the NSIC in Wayne, America, as the 5-3 Wayne State Wildcats look to defend home turf against the undefeated, ranked 12th in the nation, Augustana Vikings, 8-0 on the year. My name is Kalen Devin, joined by Lou Siefker for another edition of Wayne State Football on News Channel Nebraska. It's getting so bad that the Wayne State field crew is starting to mark off the lines on increments of 5 yards. They're shoveling off the snow, trying to make things a little bit easier to see. Lou, what a day.
Well, I'd like to wish you and all our listeners a very Merry Christmas. As it looks I'm thinking maybe we could do some Christmas caroling and have some hot cocoa. A week ago it was 70 degrees, right? I mean, it was beautiful out. Now it's very wintry. Certainly this sort of weather conditions, the wind isn't really howling. That's a good thing. It's blowing a bit, but it's not howling. It's going to be the snow, the wet football, and the cold temperatures that may affect this ball game.
28 degrees. It feels like 18 with the wind blowing from the south. It is 10-mile-per-hour winds right now. So not as bad as you said there, as you were talking about, Lou, not as bad as it could be here in Nebraska. But let's talk about the matchup, Wayne State and Augustana. It's been a tremendous season for the Vikings, undefeated on the year, and they were finished to pick right around where Wayne State is, around third or fourth in the NSIC, while Wayne State had a really nice run of 4 wins in a row, but have lost their last 2 games.
Yeah, I think Augustana made a real statement, I think, a week ago. You wondered how good Augustana was. They were undefeated. They had Minnesota State at home. Minnesota State was ranked 3rd in the country, and they handled them 28-10. That's an impressive win. That tells you how good this Viking ball club is. It's going to be a real challenge today for Wayne State when you're playing a team that's not only they're coming off a big win, they're playing with a ton of confidence, and then as if you're Wayne State, and we'll get to them here in a minute, but they're coming off a couple of disappointing losses. So certainly Augustana, a talented team, a good team, but also a team that's playing with a ton of confidence coming off that win over Minnesota State.
For the Vikings program, this is the 3rd time ever that Augustana has started 8-0 to begin the year. Only the 2010 team started 9-0, and of course the Vikings will try to emulate that today as they are entering the field. The Wayne State Wildcats are about to get on the field as well, and we'll get this thing underway. We'll get you with our entire key players because I know both teams have a couple stars, a couple really big cogs in the wheel that are going to try to get this game going on either side, offensively and defensively, for the big Wayne State Wildcats and Augustana Vikings as the Wildcats take the snowy tundra and prepare for the start of our game on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By U-Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zellner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
All right, well, Coach, of the Wayne State Wildcats, Logan Masters. Coach, fortunately coming off of a couple back-to-back losses the last two ball games, including a disappointing second half last week against Northern State. What's the mentality right now of your team? How have they responded this week in practice?
Practice has been good. We have to flush it. Last week was a bad one, but there's nothing we can do about it. We just got to flush it, get over it. And the good part is we got really good opponents. There's no reason we shouldn't be up and ready to go.
Now, obviously, Coach, talking on the way over here, we realized that it's not 70 degrees anymore. It's cold, it's snowy, it's wet. How does that affect your game plan in today's ball game?
I don't know if it does much. It's not really that bad out. But you want to play important games late in the year. This is the weather you got to deal with, and it's all about mindset.
And as you mentioned, very good opponent, highly ranked Augustana, undefeated, #1 right now in the Northern Sun Conference. Redemption's at hand. What's your message to your team as you face the Vikings here today?
One play at a time. We're not going to win or lose on the opening kickoff, but one play at a time. Keep fighting, trust the guys next to you, do your job, and have energy and juice, and make it a game in the fourth quarter, and we'll roll the dice from there.
Awesome. Well, good luck today, Coach. Always congratulations later. Good luck today in today's ball game.
Thank you. Go Cats.
All right. That's it, Coach Logan Masters. Folks, don't go anywhere. Wayne State football coming up next. They take on the Augustana Vikings right after this on NCN.
Many women might not know that physical therapy is an option to treat many women's health issues. At Faith Regional, that's a priority. Let's meet one of the physical therapists who deals with those conditions. I'm joined now by Kylie Baumert, a physical therapist with Faith Regional Health Services. Kylie, you have specialties in both treating Parkinson's and women's health. Let's focus on women's health. That's a really broad topic. What are some of the conditions you look to treat?
Some of the common diagnoses that we see are pelvic pain, urinary incontinence, pelvic organ prolapse, osteoporosis, and then diagnoses in pregnancy and postpartum, which could be pain or complications from delivery and things like that.
How can physical therapy help with treating those conditions?
So there's stress incontinence and there's urge incontinence. And sometimes with urge incontinence, they might not even be having the leaking, but with both, it's usually a problem of retraining the bladder and strengthening the pelvic floor muscles. So I instruct them in those exercises and kind of bring awareness to those muscles.
So when you talk about outcomes, what are the possible positive outcomes?
Preventing surgery is one of the main ones, especially with prolapse. We've had some women come in where they were thinking they were probably going to be surgical candidates or we're just going to have to deal with it forever, and we ended up improving it to the point where that was not even in question. Some other outcomes are being able to go about your daily life without having any of these issues, especially leaking. I feel like that's something that women don't like to deal with on a daily basis. It impacts your social outings. You're afraid to even leave the house. So getting that to the point where you have none is pretty incredible, and we deal with that all the time.
When you see those positive outcomes achieved as a provider, what's that like for you?
It's very exciting. I mean, as a woman with 4 kids, I know of a lot of these issues, and I know how much they can impact your life. So don't think that you should have to deal with these things all the time.
Well, Kylie, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's snowy, it's blowing, and it's football weather on October 28th in Nebraska. Wayne, America is the site, and a big NSIC football game awaits us on News Channel Nebraska. Wayne State and Augustana. Kaylin Devin and Lou Siefker joining you today for this fun matchup. Well, let's talk a little bit about the visitors from Augustana. A lot of things working for them this season. Not only their quarterback, Casey Bauman, but also their running back, who takes the rock a lot. He averages 6.2 yards per carry, and he's a real threat out of the backfield. That's Jared Epperson.
Yeah, Epperson does a lot for this team. He's not just a running back, he's also a receiver out of that backfield. And I think his ability to do both, even in this weather, is going to be big. He's a guy with 23 catches this year on the season. That's quite a few out of the backfield, 249 yards and a touchdown to go along with 643 rushing yards. An excellent player and a guy that Wayne State's got to be concerned about in this ballgame.
He's also the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference Player of the Week. Meanwhile, Nick Bowen is the one who gets the Wayne State offense going. Quarterback who has declined in some production the last few games, but still very good. 2,107 yards, 16 touchdowns to 8 interceptions as we're about to get this thing kicked off.
Yeah, the big thing today is to carry the football. 4 interceptions last week hurt the Wayne State Wildcats against Northern State.
This is returnable. Isaiah Huber gets hit down at the 20-yard line. Excuse me, that's the 16. We got to watch the yard markers today because that's how much snow has accumulated on the field. Well, let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com. Bob Cunningham Field is covered in snow in Wayne, America, almost 6,000 in Wayne, while Wayne State Wildcats, they are Division II, and almost 5,000 students attend the college.
Well, Kalen, of course, you're not an old guy, but you remember when you were a kid, and you how much fun was it to go out in the snow and play tackle football with your buddies and stuff? You know, like you, these guys are young fellas. An old guy like me doesn't want to be out in the snow, but this is, I think most guys would take this weather over like a 90-degree day playing football. This is football weather, right? It's even though it's October, it looks more like, as you said, December. But I don't know, outside of the wet football, that the conditions are going to make a huge difference because the wind is not howling.
Casey Bauman in the shotgun, looks to throw on the first play of the game, taking a shot deep. Bauman's pass incomplete. Great coverage. Joe Morrison would have been a big play either side, and it falls incomplete, second down.
I think you see it right there. Augustana not afraid to throw the ball. That time, though, the ball hung up a little bit. Bauman, that was not a great pass, and Morrison had a chance to pick that one off. As it is, it's incomplete in second down, but I think both teams are going to stick with largely what they want to do no matter what the weather conditions are.
Epperson is the running back next to Bauman. 6'7" quarterback, graduate senior, and it is Epperson who gets the carry. Slips a tackle and pushes forward for a nice gain. He keeps on churning up across the 20-yard line down to the 21. It's third down and 2 yards for the Vikings. I do agree with what you mentioned, playing football in the snow with your buddies on a Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon. It is one of the most fun things as a kid, and I think a lot of players, college and professionally, can say snow games are some of the most fun games you'll ever play.
Yeah, just now, guys' hands get cold. You're out here for 3 hours. You just got to take care of the football.
Trips to the far side. Tries to get someone to jump. Epperson gets the carry and breaks through the initial wall, and Epperson keeps on his feet. Jared Epperson, clothesline, and continues to move forward. He's tough to tackle, and he gets about 10 yards and moves the chains for Augustana.
Now you see how good Jared Epperson. He's a senior. He's out of Omaha. You see the kind of player he is. Ability to break tackles. And we already mentioned he's really good as a receiver out of the backfield. Just a real multi-dimensional player. You see there just running through Wayne State tackles.
First and 10 for the undefeated, ranked 12th in the nation, Augustana Vikings. Here's the carry. It's a good one for nearly 6 yards for the Vikings. Augustana, number 12 in the country. They are 8-0. You look at a team that's 8-0 and you say, how are they ranked all the way down at 12? Well, there are 11 other teams that are undefeated in Division II. It is a packed room with some of the top talent in the country.
And it's hard to gauge, unlike Division I, where every game's pretty much on television. And Division II, I think a lot of the rankings are word of mouth. This is a good football team. What they did to Minnesota State last week is impressive.
Second down Here's the carry. Nice gap to the outside. This is Rashad Lampkin. And he picks up the first down for the second time on this drive. And Augustana keeps those chains moving. Going to keep the football on the ground quite a bit today. It's already a running football team for the most part. And you imagine that the Vikings will want to keep that trend today.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Wayne State not only to slow down that running game, but pressure Bauman, who is completing about 65% of his passes this year. He's a really accurate passer. And this offense, as you mentioned, they like to run, but they can throw. We're going to throw right here.
Bauman will throw. Lots of time in the pocket. Check down dropped. Looking for Logan Utek, one of the captains for Augustana. He's got 22 catches this season. That would have been 23, but it is cold. The ball is wet. It might be tough to catch the football today.
Watch this replay, Kalen. I think he was looking to run before he caught it, and it was unfortunate. Unable to see it there, but it was unfortunate for Augustana because the Wayne State defender fell down. He slipped. UTEC had a lot of room, but was unable to, snare the football on that one.
Second down and 10. Bauman decides to run. He's got some space. Bauman comes forward, continues, hits from behind, and brought down by Drake Peed, but it's a good gain and a first down for quarterback Casey Bauman.
Yeah, Bauman is a good quarterback back there. I mentioned 64-65%. He's actually around 68% completion percentage, but you saw what he can do with his legs there. He kind of pulled a Nick Bone there, pull it down and run for that first down.
21-yard gain for Casey Bauman, and the chains move again. 4 wide receivers and a running back for Augustana. Bauman hands it off. Another carry and nothing doing right at the line of scrimmage. Jared Epperson, for the first time today, had nowhere to go.
Well, as always the case when you play a team that likes to run the ball and establish the line of scrimmage, first downs are big. You try to get Augustana in some more predictable passing situations. One thing Wayne State's been able to do this year for a good chunk of the season is to pressure the quarterback. And if you're going to beat this team and beat Bauman, you've got to pressure him. You've got to make him make quick decisions on those obvious passing situations.
Bauman takes it, hands it off. Epperson again. There's a little bit of pressure, and Epperson, for the second straight carry, brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Tyler LeClaire, number 25, in on that play, did a nice job. String that play out. Do not allow their really good running back there in Epperson to get outside on you, get some help. It's a good job. Now, third down and 10. This is a predictable passing situation. Can they pressure Bauman and make him get rid of the football quicker than he wants to?
Tyler LeClaire getting his first start today. He's been a really good substitution piece. Screen pass is incomplete, knocked down by the defense, and it is incomplete as the players still chasing after the football, and nobody could even jump on it after it was still called dead. But that just really shows you what the weather is doing today.
No, that's what we just talked about, though, the pressure. That's a screen pass, trying to set up the screen, but the pressure disrupts the play. It was in there so fast. Drake Peed able to get his hand on that football, and that's a big play here. Augustana's got the field position advantage, but they have to punt the football away.
And it's one of the best punters in the NSIC. It might be the best punter in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. This is Avery Book, who boots it down. It's fair cut at the 20-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 upcoming for Wayne State. Avery Book is such a good punter. He was one of the NSIC Players of the Week last week. He's averaging 45 yards a punt average, which, if the season ended today, would be a new Augustana record for average punt yards.
Yeah, good punter, and that one was probably not where he wanted it. I think he wanted to put a little bit more air underneath that. And it's a good job by Wayne State to come up and field that punt, save that field position.
Man in motion, and the handoff directly to Dawson Forgy. Maybe a yard on the carry for the Wildcats With 9:34 to play in the first quarter, no score. This is Wayne State's first drive. We mentioned Nick Bowen, 58.5% completion on the year. He's had a really rough past 2 games, has thrown 6 interceptions in those 2 games, threw 2 pick sixes last week in the loss as Bowen trying to take it himself, gets hit and stopped forward. Progress is dead after about a 3-yard gain. Maybe call it 4 yards.
That was a designed quarterback run. Bowen's able to do that. He's a good running quarterback, one of the better running quarterbacks in this league. But you're going to have to make plays, obviously, when this team is good. First of all, you're going to have to run the ball some. Wayne State's got to have a running game today to win this ball game. But again, when they're at their best, they're very multidimensional, and you have to be good in both phases of the offense.
Handoff on the jet sweep, has some space. Kendrick Watkins-Hogue pushing forward for the first down. Great blocking led to that big play of 13 yards, and Wayne State moves the chains. Kendrick Watkins-Hogue, this sophomore, has really been a bright spot for the Wildcat offense. I think Nick Bowen has a lot of great targets to go to. Obviously, missing Jaden Johnson from the lineup was a huge loss, but Kendrick Watkins-Hogue has been the go-to guy for Nick Bowen.
He's been one of their more dependable receivers, but also a very good runner. You saw it on that play.
Bowen looks to take a shot. It is incomplete, that time off the hands of Watkins-Hogue. Just tucked him up a little bit, but that's a tough catch to make while you're turning around. Good defense as well.
Yeah, it really, not only is, you got to get up for the grounds crew. You see him there. That helps us out, Kalen, to find out where the yard markers are, the lines are. Wayne State trying to make a shot downfield. You're going to see that from time to time. They've got to be able to try to stretch this defense out a little bit.
I'm worried about the scorekeeper on the scoreboard. You have to keep track at all times. This snap goes right behind Nick Bowen. It's not a good play for Wayne State. A massive loss as Bowen just slides on it and doesn't try to do anything with it. That is a disastrous turn for the Wildcats.
Well, those are the plays certainly you have to avoid if you're going to win a game against a really good, highly ranked team like Augustana. That just takes you completely out of it. Now it's 3rd down and 30. Just a bad snap, went right past Bone. Bone does the right thing there. Just dive on it, keep possession of the ball. But 3rd and 30, there's not a lot of plays that are going to get you 3rd and 30.
It's a loss of nearly 20 yards. And this snap goes behind Bone again. Picks it up, tries to make something out of it, and down at the 3-yard line. Wayne State just went backward even further. Wow. Line of scrimmage was at the 38-yard line. The ball is currently spotted at the 5.
Yeah, 4th and 43. I'm going to go ahead and say they're not going to go for it here. You got to punt and get try to get a good punt with this wind. It looks like it's picking up. We just mentioned at the outset that the wind was not blowing that hard, about 10 miles an hour. The flag behind the stadium.
And this snap goes over Trevor Marshall. It's a safety.
Oh.
Everything that could have gone wrong for Wayne State just did. Vikings on the board, 2-0. 3 straight bad snaps.
We had a chance with the wind at your back, as I was trying to say. You could have got some field position out of that, but boy, yeah, that is disaster. Fortunately, only gave up 2 points. That's the good news, is it was only 2. It doesn't end up in a touchdown, but you have to kick the ball away after the safety. Ball just, snap was high.
Marshall had a chance at it, went through his hands, and Marshall, a wide receiver and punter for Wayne State, but that is disaster for the Wildcats, and now they'll have to give the ball right back to Augustana, and the Vikings will have an opportunity to take the football and have a chance to score with short field position.
Yeah.
NCN, the score is 2-0 Augustana over Wayne State.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Wayne State and Augustana in a Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference matchup. Kaylin Devin and Lucy Siefker joining you on News Channel Nebraska. 3 straight bad snaps had Wayne State second down and long, then third and long, and then on the punt went through the hands of Trevor Marshall for a safety. 2-0 Augustana leads, and here's a lane. Big hit near midfield. And that is where Augustana will begin possession. Will Lynch was the returner.
Kalen, I think you go back to those last 3 snaps for Wayne State. You got to figure that has to be something weather related. Just whether it's the cold or the wetness of the football. Obviously, we haven't seen that all year. They have not been struggling with the snaps, but 3 in a row couldn't have been any worse for Wayne State. Ends up in 2 points. Now defensively, Wayne State's got to come up and try to get a 3 and out, get the football back, and limit the damage.
6:24 to play in our first quarter. 2-0 Augustana leads. And penalties on the field for a false start. We'll back up the Vikings 5 yards. This start couldn't be any better for Augustana, 2-0, but it's not like the 1955 matchup between the Wildcats and the Vikings. In 1955, it was one of the most thrilling games in football history. Augustana and Wayne State, a 0-0 tie.
Yeah, I think we're disappointed now that the points have been put on the board because that one was so exciting.
Here's a big run from Epperson. Made that run look easy, a gain of 10 yards for the star running back, averaging 6.2 yards per carry. He's got 7 touchdowns on the year, and 23 receptions puts him right in the mix of some of the key receivers. He's actually second on the team in receptions, tied with Jack Fisher.
Yeah, he is, as we mentioned, a very good receiver out of the backfield, a great weapon for this Augustana team. And for Wayne State to stay in this game, you got to win the battle up front. That time, Epperson had a nice hole between the right guard and the center.
Epperson just marked about half a yard short, maybe just a few inches for a third down. Another good carry from Epperson. It really will depend on the offensive line, and oh boy, Augustana has some big offensive linemen. Ben Roots is 6'4", C.J. James is 6'6", Austin Rodriguez at 6'2", and then Trevor Burkhart and Blake Larson, 6'4" and 6'7", respectively.
Yeah, they're tall, Kalen, but all but one of them over 300 pounds. Remember when the NFL, when that was like a big line for the NFL? Okay, you don't because you're a young guy. I remember that.
Epperson pushing forward, gets just past the line of scrimmage to move the chains. 1st and 10, Augustana, and the Vikings with a 2-0 lead as a 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line.
Well, I think games like this is where the running game really comes into play. The team that's able to run the football, keep possession of that football, and that you saw with Wayne State with 3 straight snaps out of that shotgun and/or in the punting position that went awry. Your ability to not only take care of the football but maintain that football in that running game, that's such a big bonus, and that's what Augustana does very well.
Snow continues to fall as 2 men in motion come across the formation. It's a fake as Bauman looks to throw, heaves it downfield. It is caught. What a catch. Tackled right away, but the snag from tight end Mitchell Goodberry, his 10th catch of the year, and that moves the chains in a big way for Augustana. Gain of 19.
Okay, well, you just mentioned how tall this offensive line is. That's Mitchell Goodsbury is 6'5" at that tight end spot. That's a big target. That was a good pitch and catch that time by by Bauman and Goodsbury.
Running back in the backfield is sophomore Rashad Lampkin. Standing next to 6'7" Casey Bauman. This Vikings team is built like Vikings.
Yeah, they could play basketball, I think, with the size they have.
Lampkins gets the carry, hit and brought down. Good tackle made from behind. A tackle made by Jackson Boss. Freshman from Norfolk playing defensive end there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's freshman, and I know they like to get some of these guys. In Division II, you have 3 games you can play without burning a red shirt. And I know the plan is to redshirt Jackson Boss. It's good to see a young player getting in there.
2nd down and 7 from the 27. Handoff again to Lampkins. He bursts through and gets a short gain. About 2 yards, moves it up and makes it 3rd down and 5 from the 25.
Well, now if you're Augustana, as I keep watching the flag just on the far side of the field and outside of this end zone, and 1 minute the flag, like it is right now, it's just hanging kind of limply. The next minute the flag is blowing, so that makes kicking the ball hard because you don't know what the wind's going to do. So we'll see if Augustana, if they get close, if they turn this into a 4-down situation.
And they have a good kicker. Jake Pacina, freshman, he's 6'7", he's a long of 48, but obviously wind can make it tricky. This ball comes out awkwardly, and they do call it a forward pass. Lampkin actually with a really smart play to kick it out of bounds just in case. That brings up 4th down and 5, and now it's decision time for the Vikings.
That was not a good throw by Bauman, and that was close to being a lateral. If that's behind the intended receiver, behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a live football, it'd be a fumble. I think they're going to go for it, Kalen.
And they will. The offense is on the field for 4th down and 5 from the 25. Vikings with a 2-0 lead. Big conversion early in the football game. Bauman will throw. Got some time. Steps up in the pocket. Fires. Intercepted. Wayne State picks it off. Huge pick 6. Bauman gives chase. It's a touchdown.
Wow.
Wayne State flips the game. Tanner Cooper all the way. 75 yards, and the Wildcats take the lead.
What a big play. This happened to Wayne State against Northern State last week, a pick 6 that turned the game. Maybe this turns for the Wildcats. Cooper steps in front of that throw and has a lane. Look at that speed. Tanner Cooper, Bauman tried to get him there, but Cooper just too fast. Maybe he has his muckalucks on there running in the snow.
What a change. Officials talking about this, though. There's a flag down.
Oh, no.
Blindside block.
Oh.
On the defense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. 1st down, Wayne State.
Wow. So Tanner picked it off, took it back for a touchdown, but instead a blindside block on the return.
Man.
Blindside block, correct.
So not a 10-yard penalty, but a 15-yard penalty, and the Wildcat offense has to come onto the field and try to give them the points that Tanner Cooper thought he had.
Well, the interception is big, but taking points off the board is gigantic in a game like this. That was maybe a game-changing type of play, that pick 6. And then a penalty just wipes it off the board. Now, Wayne State, offensively, you've got to try to put points on the board and make that a moot point.
First and 10 for Wayne State as Nick Bowen returns to the field. A lower snap, but it's Bowen who gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard, but he was blasted by the defense.
I think, again, for Wayne State, the chance to win this game, you've got to establish some level of a running game, something they struggled in 2 weeks ago against Bemidji State here in Wayne, America.
Wayne likes to throw the football. They don't run it a whole lot. They do direct quarterback keepers with Nick Bowen, and he gets a nice gain. up to the 40-yard line. Third down and short after the 6-yard gain for the quarterback.
Yeah, Wayne averages about 143 yards a game on the ground. I always kind of point to about 150 if you can get there. And you're Wayne, they throw the ball well enough. Again, if you're balanced, Wayne, that's what Wayne tries to do. When they're good, they're balanced. Can you get to about 150 yards? It's going to be a challenge today against an Augustana defense that doesn't give up a whole heck of a lot.
Third down and 3. Bowen by himself. 20 seconds on the first quarter clock in a 2-0 game. Bowen looks to throw. Low pass, was looking to get it out to Schmaderer, and it's incomplete. Fourth down and 3, and now we look back to the interception return from Tanner Cooper. Thought he had a pick 6, block in the back, and now Wayne State goes for it on 4th and short, and this is a massive play early in the game.
Yeah, you really feel like you're going to have to take some chances today to beat Augustana. And, the points that come off the board are huge. Can you keep this drive going? 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. This is a huge play in this ballgame.
Fourth down. Bowen, decision throws. It's caught. Gets away. Kendrick Watkins-Hogue picks up the first down, and the chains move for the Wildcats.
Wow, if you're a Wayne State fan, you're holding your breath a little bit there. Kendrick Watkins-Hogue, what a move after the catch to get free of the tackler and pick up the first down. That is a big play. Nothing's going to be easy today. First of all, with the how good Augustana is, but with the weather conditions. But Watkins-Hogue picks up the first down.
Takes us to the end of the first quarter in a slow defensive football game. Augustana leads Wayne State 2-0. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to ExploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Wildcats pick up a big first down on 4th down and 3 thanks to the shake and bake from Kendrick Watkins-Hogue. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. Wildcats had an interception return from Tanner Cooper, 75 yards. That was returned for a touchdown, overturned due to a penalty. Bowen takes a shot, deep ball. Watkins-Hogue reels it in. Wow. He's been the stud today and continues. This time, it's a touchdown, and the Wildcats are on the board.
Big play for Wayne State. Watkins-Hogue down a seam route right down the middle of the field. And we'll see it again here. And good protection that time. Bone puts it on the money. Watkins-Hogue, one of the best, more sure-handed receivers on this team. That's a difficult catch in these conditions. Made it look easy, and a big drive there. Points taken off the board on the penalty on that interception return. It's a moot point now. The offense puts those points back up with that touchdown pass to Watkins-Hogue.
Bowen and Boston Hensley try to clear a path for the PAT, and it works in Wayne State's favor, 7-2. A wacky football score with 14:55 to play in the half. Wildcats lead the Vikings.
A partner in your everyday. since 1975. Woodhouse.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
So, right there, that
Somewhere.
would say Wayne's America, and it would be a water tower, but you really can't see it. That's what the visibility is like today and in Wayne, Nebraska. Thanks for tuning in on News Channel Nebraska for today's edition of college football. Wayne State takes a 7-2 lead over the 12th-ranked undefeated Augustana Vikings, and Boston Hensley tries to boot it away. It is recovered by Will Davis of the Vikings, and pretty decent field position for Augustana, but the visibility not great. The snow continues to fall, although I would say it's not coming down as hard as it was before, but it's still coming down.
Yeah, it's let up a little bit, but you're right, there is still precipitation. It's still cold. The cold's not going away today. The precipitation might. The wind has been kind of tricky, but it's just cold, and it's not, necessarily as Nebraskans bone-chilling cold. But you have to consider that it's been pretty pleasant this fall. Now you run into these sort of temperatures, these sort of conditions. It's tough to adjust that quickly.
From the 35-yard line, here's the carry for Kyle Graham. Hit and tackled at the line of scrimmage. That Wayne State defense bursts on in and makes the play. Good tackle also getting in there, Alex Shaw, and he is one of the key players defensively for the Wildcats. Leads the team in tackles with 62 coming into the game, also with 5.5 tackles for loss and a sack.
I really like this linebacking crew that Wayne State has. Guys like Larson and LeClaire and Shaw without Kowalczyk. One of the best players from a year ago. He's been hurt all season, but they've really not missed a beat.
Bombing over the middle, incomplete. Fired the missile too far in front of wide receiver Devin Jones, who leads the team in receptions for Augustana. You got a feel for the ball boy. Has to go chase after that football.
We talked about how Wayne State, you like to be able to run a football. It's important, really, for Augustana. And again, we mentioned first downs. How important are first downs for Augustana when you want to run the ball? The big thing that Wayne State's been able to do is keep Augustana behind the chains a bit here on the first two downs. 3rd and 10. This is a team that can complete passes, but in these conditions, a team that likes to run the ball, you're taking them out of their game here a little bit.
Bauman, empty set throws over the middle, incomplete. Looking again for Jones. The rush came in quickly. Alex Shaw and Carter Sitzman got in there to try to force some pressure. And a 3-and-out for the Vikings. The punt unit will come back on the field, and Wayne State, who just scored a touchdown on their last drive, will get the football back.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. That makes you get rid of the football. Well, if you give Bauman time to throw, he'll just kill you. He's just such an accurate passer. But you've seen it a couple of times. Pressure, whether it's a tip ball or just making him get rid of the football a little step quicker than he wants to.
Book, big boot, and that's why he's one of the best punters in the country. Good return, though.
Lane.
And
safe.
Forgy slides down. He is safe after the nice return. Actually, that on the return was Jacob Bird. Wildcats with 1st and 10.
Had a lane there. It looked like he might have been able to go a little farther. That broke down, but as it is, a good return. You're able to field the football. That's important, and set your offense up at a good down, or rather a good field position.
Well, these are 18 to 22-year-olds. It's cold, and you want to have fun in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Bowen takes the snap. Quarterback keeper tries to push forward. Short gain of 2 yards. 42, make it the 40-yard line, or just near that 42-yard line. For second down and 9 for Wayne State.
Well, much like Augustana, you want to be able to do well on first down, especially in these conditions. Wayne State a little more diverse, I think, overall offensively, but that weather can change that. It limits some of what you can do.
Handoff to Latavius Boyd. Latravius Boyd pushes and maybe gets a yard. It's the running game that's honestly been hard for the Wildcats to get control of. Vikings have done very well with the run game, not the pass game. Wayne State has done better with the pass game and not the run game.
You know, Wayne State able to get that touchdown throw on their last possession. Now you've got reasonably good field position. You'd like to keep this drive going.
3rd and 9 from the 43. Bowen looks to get the signal. 3 wide receivers. Stands in the pocket, delivers, incomplete. Diving attempt made by Ashton Schmaderer. Put a hand on it, but didn't have the best look at it. And that brings up 4th down.
And Schmaderer gets up limping as he walks to the sideline. Not a good sign there for the receiver for the Wayne State Wildcats.
You talk about trusty receivers. Ashton Schmaderer is one of those. He's got 527 yards on the year on just 24 catches. He has 20 less catches than Kendrick Watkins-Hogue and nearly as many yards. He's caught a pass in 20 straight games and looks to continue that as the punter gets hit. Flag comes out. Augustana with the punt return. But out on the boot, there is a penalty. Luke Fenton got hit.
Yeah, he got hit definitely. Watching that the whole way. It should be a first down. Should be a roughing the kicker.
We'll see if we get running or roughing.
I think it's going to be roughing. He hit him pretty good. It should be a first down for Wayne State. Well, officials talking about it right now. I thought he got hit pretty hard.
You can hear the snow coming on the mics of the officials.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they've decided here.
I think they're talking about the yardage, where to spot this football. Head referee is Christopher Gires from Council Bluffs.
Defense is coming out on the field, so I think they're going to say. I think they're going to.
5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty. Boy,
first down.
That's a tough one. Definitely a penalty. That's up to the officials' discretion, and punter Fenton got drilled pretty good there, but they're going to call running into, which only a 5-yard penalty does not give Wayne State the first down. So
right, 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down, while roughing is 15 and an automatic first down. So instead of redoing the punt on 4th and 3, Wayne State elects to have the 5 yards to the end of the kick.
1st and 10 for the Vikings on their own 29-yard line.
1st and 15 from the 29. So that was the long discussion, deciding whether it was running or roughing. Call it 1st and 10 from the 29. Handoff to Jared Epperson, gets past the first wave and keeps on going before he's tapped out of bounds after a nice gain of 6 yards.
With Epperson, whether it's weather conditions or not, I don't think has anything to do with it. But he's got a good first step after he gets that football. He's deceptively quick, but he's also very difficult to bring down one-on-one. Does a great job breaking arm tackles. You see why he's done such a good job here for the Vikings this season.
He's got 40 yards today on 9 carries. 2nd and 4 from the 35. Bauman takes the snap, hands it off to Epperson, who plunges forward for a good gain that just might move the chains, and it does.
That's enough for a Viking first down.
Again, with the cold and the snow, Augustana runs the ball very well. You might see the Vikings kind of go to that, maybe not exclusively, but for quite a bit of this second quarter, just run the ball. You saw it a couple of times there. Nice gains, first, second down, and they get that first down, keep this drive going.
2 wide receivers on the near side. Vikings fake the handoff, quarterback keeper. Bauman has the space. Good blocking up ahead of Casey Bauman, and steps out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the marker. And he continues his good day. He's got 2 carries for 29 yards. Doesn't have to run the football a lot if you can find some space.
Yeah, it's not necessarily his forte, but he shows you he's a good enough athlete that he's able to pick up yards with his feet. And again, giving Wayne State a taste of their medicine with what Nick Bone likes to do.
Call it 2nd down and 1 from the 49-yard line as the Wildcats in shotgun. The Vikings in shotgun. Bauman with Epperson to his left. Epperson takes the carry. Epperson blasted, continues to push forward and picks up the first down again. And the Vikings with their mind on running the football, and it is working.
Yeah, they're moving the football very well here on this drive. I think you run behind that big offensive line. Again, the weather just kind of lousy right now. What do you do well? Well, you run the football really well. What can you do well in bad conditions? Well, you can run the football. I think that's what Augustana's kind of figuring out right now. It's going to be difficult here for the Wayne State Wildcats if this offense stays in this rhythm running the football.
Wildcats blitz 6, and the blitz gets through. Bauman escapes. He'll take off and run. Casey Bauman out of bounds after a nice gain of 9 yards. Well, the blitz worked, just couldn't quite complete it.
Yeah, almost made a big play, but credit Bauman. Avoids that blitzer and gets away. Again, he's been able to burn Wayne State 2 or 3 times now running the football with his legs. He's, again, such an accurate passer, and you don't expect him to make plays like that, but he's been able to do it here in the first half.
Second down and 1. 4 wide receivers. Bauman looks to throw. Good blocking. Now the pressure gets in. Bauman's hit. Bauman trying to break away and now goes down by a crowd of Wildcats. That sack according to Jackson Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson got in there and that time was able to get a hold of Bauman and make sure that he wasn't going anywhere. Got some help from his friends, but it was
the effort. He was blocked very well, but he used the rip move to get on in and make it 3rd down and 5 for Augustana. Four down linemen for Wayne State. Epperson in motion. They blitz. No, they don't blitz at all this time, and Bauman trips and falls down. Loss of a yard. Pressure got in there, and Bauman tried to escape. And couldn't escape.
Well, 4th down. What's Augustana going to do? I don't know that you go for it here. You don't want to give Wayne State the ball with decent field position. You're down 5, but I don't know that you want to gamble with it. There's a lot of football left to be played here. 7:52 to go before halftime. There's no reason, I don't think, to at this point in the ball game to risk it, and that's exactly what the Augustana Vikings are thinking.
And when you have a punter as good as Avery Book, try to coffin corner this thing, pin him deep, and that is a nice punt that is not into the end zone, marked down at the 1 yard line. He's not the best punter in the NSIC for no reason. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a fantastic job. Can't do it any better than that. That's good, good kick and good coverage by Augustana. It helps you got a little bit of snow on the ground. It slows that football down, but they did a good job keeping it out of the end zone. Terrible field position now for the Wildcats.
Right, you've got the cushion from the snow, and the grounds crew pushing forward some of this to maybe give the Wildcats a little bit of footing on the goal line. I think you want to run the football here, Lou.
Yeah, you're going to have to try to get some a little bit of room to maneuver. You're right there at the right in front of your own goal line.
No, Bowen throws, takes a deep shot for Kendrick Watkins-Hogue, and incomplete. We'll stick around for our halftime show. It's presented by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. I think the Wildcats and head coach Logan Masters wanted to take a shot just to see if they could get a little room.
You figure you probably get man-to-man coverage in that situation, so you take a shot. The only bad thing is, again, with the cold, the snow, that's a difficult proposition.
Now it's Forgy who takes the handoff. Short gain, maybe 2 yards. Officials spotting this thing near the 4 yard line. So called a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7 upcoming.
We mentioned Wayne State, how much can you run the football? Part of the problem is those snaps that went over Bone's head or went past Bone in that one possession that ended up in the safety. You lost a lot of yards off of those. Wayne State still in the negative rushing category.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Bowen by himself. And timeout called by Logan Masters. And the Wayne State Wildcats with 6:33 to play in the first half. Wildcats leading the Vikings 7-2. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
3rd down and 7 for the Wayne State Wildcats. Come out in the same formation. 3 wide receivers to the far side and Nick Bowen by himself. Low snap. Bowen decides to run to the weak side. Gets hit and brought down. Lost a yard. And now Wayne State has to punt it away from beyond the depths of the goal line.
Linebacker Cade Lynott there for Augustana made that play. I think they scouted that well. You've seen that a lot this season with 3 wideouts. A lot of times, depending on where they're at on the field, Wayne State likes to run that draw play with Nick Bone, and Lynott read that perfectly and made a great stop. Now a really tough position here for Luke Fenton to try to punt the football right at the back of his own end zone.
Here's the snap and the boot. Rolls down, and not a bad punt from all the way back by the back line of the end zone. Augustana takes over across midfield. The groundskeepers.
I think they're the MVPs of this ball game so far.
They're doing work today. Augustana takes it at the 41-yard line. Led by head coach Jerry Olszewski. He's the only coach to lead the Vikings to 3 NCAA playoff appearances. And the way the season is going right now, the Vikings could be on their way to a 4th playoff appearance under Olszewski.
Yeah, they've got. They still have Bemidji State on their schedule on November 11th, and then next week at Northern State. Northern State was the team that beat Wayne State a week ago.
Jet sweep to the outside. Jones leaped and brought down. Big hit. Tyler LeClaire.
There you go. Another one of those Wayne State linebackers. LeClaire. One thing you don't want to have to do is to go in the air, but had to hurdle a defender. LeClaire was able to clean that play up. No harm, no foul there. Good hit, and Augustana second down and 10.
One of the things we talked about today was the decision-making and the passing completion for Casey Bauman. He's 67%, nearly 68% coming into the game. He has 1 pass complete out of 8. 12.5% completion as Bauman looks to throw. Intercepted! Wayne State picks it off again! It's Tanner Cooper again!
Wow.
Second pick, return to the house! Touchdown, Wildcats!
Wow, what a mistake there for Augustana. He threw that right to Cooper, misread that play. And Cooper right there, and no flags on the field this time. Cooper gets the touchdown. Huge play here as we head toward halftime. And we'll see it again. A little bit of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but just misread the play. Cooper sitting back there just waiting for that pass. Playing that free safety spot. He read that play perfectly. Wow, Wayne State with a couple big interceptions, both from Tanner Cooper, the 6', 200-pound senior from Oakley, California.
First 2 interceptions this season for Cooper, both in the first half of this football game. Snap down, kick down, PAT is good. And the Wayne State Wildcats with a 12-point lead over the number 12 team in the country, the number 1 team in the NSIC, as we return with 4:39 to play in the first half. Coming up next on NCN.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
If you've ever tried to grow something, you know the time and attention it takes. Imagine growing crops that feed our community and nation. Dawn to dusk, farm families will work tirelessly to complete the season's work. What began as seed has grown into bountiful crops spanning as far as the eye can see. The fruits of this labor benefit our community and our nation's economy. During this harvest season, Madison County Bank offers all farmers our sincere thanks and appreciation for all that you do.
Wayne State doing it defensively as Tanner Cooper returns an interception back for a touchdown. And the Wildcats are in business. It was a 59-yard pick six for Tanner Cooper. And Boston Hensley will boot this thing away, a 14-2 lead over the number 12, 8-0 Augustana Vikings.
Augustana now the team that's got to kind of bounce back from that. Down 14-2. Couple of big mistakes. That one certainly Casey Bauman, really uncharacteristic of him making those sort of mistakes, but really that interception played big for Wayne State. Almost a mishandle there on that short kickoff.
It's one of the many factors of the snow today. you got to keep the football on the ground. And honestly, Boston Hensley and the idea from Wayne State keeping the football on the ground and making Augustana recover it cleanly might be a pretty smart play.
Yeah, it's worked out so far. Now, Augustana, just a moment ago, you had Wayne State pinned at their own 1-yard line. And moments later, an interception return for a touchdown has really flipped the momentum in this game. Augustana needs something here. 4:37 to go before halftime. They need a drive. They need something positive.
Handoff. This is Epperson, and Jared Epperson slides forward in the snow after a good gain of 8 yards. And the run game continues to work for the Vikings. Augustana has a 4-game win streak over Wayne State. They've all been very good games, but the Vikings have come out on top of the last 4, and this time Wayne State trying to reverse it and win their for the first time since 2017. Bauman puts Devin in motion. Devin Jones now handoff Epperson. Epperson picks up the first down as he's brought down from behind. Good tackle made. Carter Sitzman.
Well, there's still plenty of time, I think, for Augustana. You've got all your timeouts left. We'll see how much more they go to the air. A couple of one pick six that got called back, and another one that counted.
Jack Fisher in motion. Handoff. Epperson again pushes forward. Another nice gain of 5 yards. And Augustana with 3:18 to play in the first quarter. Or in the first half. If you continue to move the football, you can potentially score and not give Wayne State much time at all before that halftime clock comes and hits 0.
Well, they're running the ball very well at this point. That's the question, though, is if you got the whole quarter to work with, it's not a problem. But now you're under 3 minutes. But again, all 3 timeouts left.
Bauman again. It's Epperson, and this time brought down. Ball on the ground. Wildcats think they have it. It is Wayne State football. 3rd turnover, and coming up with the ball out of that pile for the Wildcats. What a play.
That's a big play again. Another turnover. Augustana turning the ball over. Can Wayne State take advantage of it again? They have the last 2 times. The first time the interception was called back, but the offense still put points on the board after the turnover. We'll see the fumble here. A lot of Wayne State bodies over there. Hard to see who it was that came up with it.
It is Wildcat football. After the turnover, 3rd turnover. Low snap, handoff Boyd. Boyd gets hit and brought down immediately. Good play from the defensive end, Will Davis, who has 18 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Now 6 tackles for loss after that play. Davis has been very good off the line for the Vikings. Snow coming down stronger now.
I just thought it might be dissipating. It's getting worse at this point.
Quarterback keeper, Nick Bowen, hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Good play defensively. Braden Hoops makes the tackle. 3rd down and long for the Wildcats after the fumble.
Now we'll see with this situation as you're heading toward halftime, 12-point lead. I think most of the time, you're going to see Coach Masters think about being aggressive in this situation, but I don't know that you do here with the weather the way it is. Again, a 12-point lead. We'll see what they elect to do, but you don't want to start trading turnovers if you're Wayne State. Great field position, but late here in the first half.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Bowen checks it down, throws it to the outside. Catch is made and tackle after a short gain of nearly 5 yards. Colton Andrews makes his first catch of the season.
Colton
Yeah, I think you're going to see now, looks like Augustana going to call timeout, maybe.
Yep, give the Vikings a minute to get their offense on the field and try to score. With a minute left in the first half, Wayne State 14, Augustana 2 in this snowy game on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Fourth down and 6 in the Wayne State Wildcats will punt this thing away to Augustana. Was a dangerous punt returner back there in Devin Jones. He's returned 2 punts back for a touchdown this year, and this is fair caught at the 11-yard line. And now I think I'm seeing, Lou, I didn't see when these were put out, but there are officially yard markers after every 10 yards.
Yeah, that helps.
And that's going to help the
lot.
Scorekeeper, and it's going to help us and the players. Love the decision made by the crew here at Wayne to help out a little bit with the snow. We finally can see where the 10-yard line is.
Got to help a broadcaster out here, right? I mean,
give us the assist there. And there are so many shovels on each sideline. I haven't really been in a situation like this. You see these games on TV, but being a part of one is another level. From the 11-yard line, 1 minute and 2 seconds on the clock, and that's all we have until halftime. Vikings first play, handed off, nowhere to go. Wildcats push back the running back for a short gain of 2 yards.
I think you're going to see Augustana just play conservative here. Terrible field position, bad weather. I don't know that you're going to risk a turnover at this point.
Here's Lampkin on the handoff. Lampkin gets hit and brought down back at the, we'll call it a loss or no gain. And it is 3rd down and 8. And Augustana might let this clock run down, and that is what the Vikings will do. Wayne State at home on a snowy tundra takes a 14-2 lead into the locker room over undefeated 8-0 number 12 Augustana. A big battle in the NSIC. We have got your halftime highlights, stats, coverage, analysis, and all things good coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
It's 2023. Bad internet shouldn't be a thing. FYI, coax and satellite internet are vintage. Stop settling for lagging, buffering, and freezing. Switch to Allo Fiber and enjoy speeds up to 1 gig across multiple devices, 24/7 local customer support, no data caps. Fiber your internet with Allo. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewaynestate.college.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
It's a snowy tundra at halftime in Wayne, America, with the Wayne State Wildcats leading 14-2 over the undefeated 12th-ranked Augustana Vikings. Thanks for joining us on NCN. Kalen Devin now in the booth with Pat Jansen, professor at Wayne State. Well, welcome back to the booth.
Oh, thank you. You know, spent a lot of time at News Channel Nebraska. Always love popping my head in here into the press box, seeing how you guys are doing. You know, getting a chance to develop the new NCN broadcasters for the future here at Wayne State. It's something we love doing, and you know we've got a lot of Wayne State grads at NCN, so I think you know it's a great relationship and a great partnership.
We're excited about that, and we'll have Pat expand on the sports media program here at Wayne State, brand new sports media program momentarily. But first, let's take you to our halftime highlights, show you how this game got started. Just about as good as you'd expect in a snow game. A safety as the snap went over the head of Trevor Marshall, and Augustana leads 2-0. Now Bauman looking to throw, stepped up into the pocket. Great read defensively. Tanner Cooper out-racing the defense with the interception. Thought he had a pick six. Ended up coming back due to a penalty. Would have been a huge pick six, but now Wayne State with the football ends up scoring a touchdown to Kendrick Watkins-Hogue. Now Augustana with the ball gets sacked, brought down by Jackson Johnson, who broke through, ripped his way, and got to Bauman. 7-2 the score, and here's Bauman throwing again. Intercepted. Who else but Tanner Cooper? And this time, no flags. It's a pick six for the senior Tanner Cooper. 14-2, Wayne State with the lead. What a way to fire up a crowd in a snowy, cold game like today. Wayne State also recovered a fumble there near the end of the first half. Wildcats weren't able to do anything with it. And Augustana got the ball and just had to let that clock run out. Didn't really have an offensive game plan with only a minute left and 90 yards away from the goal line. 14-2 the score, Wayne State leading. But we'll talk again with Pat Jansen. Pat, talk about the sports media program you've got here at Wayne State. You're kind of in charge of that. You are the pioneer, as we'll say.
Well, it started a little bit before my arrival. There's another great professor here by the name of Shauna Hearn. We've got within the mass communications department, we've got Liz Weil, Dr. Liz Weil, who's a phenomenal journalism professor. The film program has been huge within mass communications. In fact, it's the only film program in the state of Nebraska. Dr. Mike White heads that. Dr. Ahern, who I mentioned, he handles a lot of the radio side of things, but also, is a big part of the sports media program. And then I'm on the news, TV news side, and then also sports media. So we've got a really robust and diverse set of offerings that all lend themselves well to one another. And I think it's an awesome opportunity for people who want to be a part of really any of those different parts of the media to learn from each other, to learn from different parts of the media within our department. I love it. I'm proud of what we're doing. And, as a Wayne State alum, I'm excited to be back. And, I'm excited that hopefully we'll have a fantastic partnership between our department and NCN, because I think they're two outlets and two organizations that really lend themselves well to one another, because we've got a lot of rural Nebraskans, and that's obviously the message of NCN as well. So I'm happy that we get to be a part of that, and still in kind of our own way. I may not be with NCN anymore, but still get a chance to partner with you guys in a different way.
Right, you get to help develop the young talents of broadcasters, of media personnel, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera. And I love that, Pat. What has the progression been like that you've seen from your students from the beginning of the semester, now almost to November, calling football games, calling other sporting events, and now about to get into the second half of the season, although we still have a few months away from that?
Well, I think what's great about Wayne State, and you can see that within the development, is you get people from all sorts of different backgrounds and experiences. For those who don't know, Wayne State College is an open enrollment school, and so the range of experiences we get from people with that. There are a lot of people who score over 30 on their ACT and who have gotten a chance to do a lot of broadcast programs within their schools. And there are other people who've never gotten a chance to pick up a camera, who've never been a part of a radio broadcast. They're all within the same class, and we get to develop their skills and put them in the same place, regardless of where they come from. And you really get a chance with that to see that growth, to see that development, to see the people who it really clicks with. And I'm proud of seeing that development. Dr. Ahern as well has seen that. I think there's a great group of people with a lot of opportunities to really do things, and I think that's the best way to learn, whether it's doing every home volleyball match, whether it's doing every home football game, both for TV and for radio, whether it's doing a radio broadcast for the road games remotely. We find ways to make that happen and create those reps for people, and I love it. I love seeing that light bulb click on for people.
I had a professor in college that would always say, "This is what we do." Mm-hmm. I love it. Pat, what was your ACT score?
Honestly, I don't remember, Kalen. I just turned 40. There's a lot I don't remember from that long ago.
Well, it's a good thing that the ACT score doesn't really matter in retrospect once you get to college, because then you can learn your craft. But Pat Jansen, professor at Wayne State College, the sports media program, thanks for stopping on by and returning to News Channel Nebraska to give us a little insight on what's it like. Coming up next on NCN, we'll get you with some stats and analysis. Also take a look at some scores around the league in the NSIC. At the half, Wayne State 14, Augustana 2.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
You're watching Wayne State football on News Channel Nebraska. The halftime show is brought to you by Wayne State College. devoted to student success for more than 100
At
years.
Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to ExploreWayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
Just to sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
After my daughter was born, we found out that she had a lip and a tongue tie. We got her tongue and lip tie revised. Some other steps we decided to take also was recommended by the dentist who did the lip and tongue tie for us, was to come see a chiropractor for some body work. Dr. Kim was great, and she just heard my story that we were having issues with breastfeeding, and just the results that we had instantly. That blew me away. I never even expected that. She is very passionate about the people she's working with and for, and the amount of care that she has for them.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
My brother RJ had me believe that he knew exactly what he was taking, but I don't think that during those times he was ever necessarily sober. We lost RJ at 32 to a prescription opioid overdose.
Pre-game show is brought to you by...
You're watching Wayne State Football on News Channel Nebraska. The halftime show is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years.
It's still snowy and the ground crew is putting in the work. This is what you dream of as a grounds crew member. This is the day that you have officially worked you're so hard for is to make things happen. NCN, thanks for joining us today. Kaylin Devin and Lou Siefker, Wayne State leading number 12, undefeated Augustana 14-2. Before we get into some stats and some more halftime coverage and scores around the league, I want to say a big thanks to United Healthcare for giving us the Future of Nebraska scholarship. And this is a scholarship where we are wanting to promote Nebraska high school seniors looking forward to moving on to college. And we have this really cool way to give them that chance for a scholarship. This is a $5,000 scholarship awarded to 5 Nebraska seniors. It's not based on grade point average or SAT scores. Looking for those who demonstrate leadership, positive impacts in their school and community through different volunteer efforts, philanthropy, leadership, extracurricular activities, and more. And if you are looking to have a high school senior get a scholarship like this, the deadline is December 1st. So you got time.
Yep, got time. I remember my ACT score. I got shut out. It was.
They told you couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah, I tried a field goal to
zeros?
get some points on the board, but it didn't work.
Too many zeros.
Yeah.
It's not very fun. Well, you can have your high school senior apply today at newschannelnebraska.com. Again, that deadline is December 1st, so you got some time if you want to get that in. Well, great game today so far. Not many passes as Casey Bauman for Augustana, 1 for 9 with 2 interceptions, 21 yards. Nick Bowen, 3 for 7, 44 yards, and a touchdown. On the running side of things, Jared Epperson leads the way for Augustana, 15 carries for 74 yards, while for Wayne State, Nick Bowen has 6 carries for 12 yards, but it's actually the jet sweep from Kendrick Watkins-Hogue that went for 13 yards, and so technically he is the leading rusher and leading receiver today. Well, let's take a look at some of the scores around the league in the NSIC. Lou Siefker, what do we have?
Well, we got an interesting one going on in Duluth, Minnesota today. That would be Bemidji State. They take on Minnesota Duluth, 19th ranked Minnesota Duluth, and it's Bemidji State right now in the second quarter all over Minnesota Duluth, 28-10. A battle of conference cellar dwellers. Minot State and Mary, University of Mary, is up 17-7. That's in the second quarter. Northern State, the team that came from behind last week against this Wayne State crew. I'm sure they don't want to be reminded of that. Down 19-0, came back and won that ball game. They're up, or rather, they're tied right now, 14-14 against Concordia St. Paul. Minnesota State Moorhead, I think a team that's been better than people thought this year. They're 5-3. They're up 13-3 over Winona State. Certainly, Southwest Minnesota State also early. It's first quarter, early. About midway through the first quarter, Southwest Minnesota State is up on Minnesota State 3-0. And then here, the Wayne State Wildcats up 14-2. And don't forget, if you're around here and you want to head on over to the volleyball complex, so number 1 ranked Wayne State Wildcats play University of Mary in a volleyball match here in about 35 minutes.
And that will be a lot warmer than the temperature outside today. You can stream News Channel Nebraska and watch the rest of this football game while you're watching Wayne State volleyball if you like. Volleyball has a great game on Tuesday, taking on Southwest Minnesota State, number 7, while Wayne State is number 1. It's a top 10 matchup, and that should be a lot of fun. Right now it's 14-2, Wayne State leading Augustana. We have the third quarter. It's coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
About ready to get our third quarter underway in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. Number 12, undefeated Augustana and Wayne State as the Wildcats leading the Vikings 14-2. Kind of a weird score for a football game, 14-2.
We've seen a lot of crazy games this season here in Wayne, America with the Wayne State Wildcats. This has been another one of those. You look at the game statistically, 141 offensive yards for Augustana, only 38 for Wayne, and negative 6 rushing yards. Now, granted, a lot of those losses came on a couple of plays on those bad snaps, but still not running the ball well at all, and not many yards offensively for Wayne. A touchdown pass after a pick six that was called back. And then the pick six later, both by Tanner Cooper, have been kind of the difference here. The defense has been the difference makers today for Wayne State.
As the kick is away and the Wildcats take the possession to begin the second half. Dawson Forgy had a little lane, gets tripped up from behind. Our broadcast today is thanks in part to United Healthcare, where small towns matter. And we have a great game going on right now. Wayne State 14-2 with the lead, and the Wildcats come back on to the field, offensively led by Nick Bowen. And Lou, you talked about it. The offensive numbers for Wayne State really haven't been there. I think you can probably accredit the loss of yardage to a couple of the long snaps there in the first half, but it really has not been a great offensive day, and this is Colton Andrews catching his second pass of the game, second catch of the season for Colton Andrews, both in this game.
Yeah, I don't know that 38 yards in the second half is going to win this game. Augustana was able to move the ball, but 3 turnovers, those 2 interceptions we talked about, and a fumble hurt this Augustana bunch. For Wayne State, you got to move the ball some here. You got to try to put some more points on the board, certainly. But I don't know that a mere 38 yards of offense is going to win this ball game. They've got to be able to do some things offensively, and I think both teams want to,
wow, another high snap. Bowen just falls on it. Wow. All the way back at the 10-yard line. It's a 20-yard loss.
I was just going to say, I think both teams want to establish the run game. Augustana was able to do it, but boy, you can't establish the run game when this happens. That has been the third time that has happened in the line of scrimmage on an offensive play, and then the fourth time overall, because the other one ended up in a safety in the special team. So, boy, that has been really problematic for the Wildcats here this afternoon.
And Will Waschenberger, the center, usually does not struggle with snaps out of the shotgun. He's a sophomore, but he's been a very reliable center this season for Wayne State. We talk about the conditions, and you really just have to focus on having lower snaps, good snaps, if you are Will Waschenberger, the center for the Wildcats. Here's a short gain that Wayne State just had to give the ball to Bowen and see if he can move forward for a little bit. Brings up fourth down.
Augustana able to run the ball in that first half. I would think, you'd certainly think the Vikings are going to think about a lot of running here in the second half. That 27 rushes, 120 yards. That's a good average But no points to show for it. The 2 points obviously from a safety. Offense was shut out in the first half. I think you're going to be fairly basic here, in at least here in the third quarter, and establish that running game.
There's the snap and the punt from Fenton that hits toward midfield and spins. It's downed by Dexter Larson, the snapper, who is able to get there. And Augustana has 1st and 10 from just beyond midfield. Call it about the 46, 47-yard line. And that is where the Vikings take the field, led by quarterback Casey Bauman. He's had a rough day throwing the football. Came into the game 68%. He's 1 for 9 today with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, very un-Casey Bauman-like numbers. I think the weather certainly has something to do with it, but Wayne State defensively, as they've done all year, has done a good job pressuring him and making him make quick decisions.
And coming out to run the football, here's Jared Epperson. Gets a lane to the outside. Jared Epperson tiptoes his way across the 40-yard line and out of bounds for a first down. Epperson, you kind of saw the way that he was running. He didn't take big strides.
Yeah.
He just kind of had to tiptoe his way across to see if it was enough. And he made his way, pick up that first down from the 41 now. It's 1st and 10.
He had 74 yards rushing in the first half on 15 carries. He and this offensive line are getting it done. That's why I think you're not going to be terribly fancy in the second half if you're Augustana.
Epperson gets the pitch out. Defense gets on through. Epperson puts his head down into Tyler LeClaire, and he's brought down. Epperson, the reigning player of the week in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, had a great week last week. Over 250 yards of all-purpose yards, both receiving and rushing, with a couple of touchdowns. Jared Epperson was one of the big reasons why this Augustana team was able to take down the 3rd-ranked team in the country in Southwest Minnesota State.
Minnesota State Mankato, actually.
Excuse me, yes.
Number 3. Now that's an impressive win. The Vikings, that was a really impressive win. Conversely, if Wayne State can hold on here, it'd be a great win for this program.
Pressure coming. Bauman looks to throw. Instead, he'll run it and come out of bounds. Adrian Pajan was there to help force him out. Brings up 3rd down.
Now, when Augustana is not able to do much on first down, we saw it a moment ago, a 2-yard loss on first down. It just seems like that disrupts this offense completely. Augustana is one of those teams that does well when they're on schedule. And very hard to stop. You're not going to run the ball much when you're 3rd and 8. We'll see if they try a run play here. But 3 receivers wide and 1 near side. That looks like a pass coming here from the Vikings.
Bunched up on that far side. 3rd down and 8 from the 39. Bauman fakes the give. Larson gets in there, forces Bauman out, and he picks up the first down. Flag is down as Bauman picked up the first down and much more. But flag's in the backfield.
I was helping him out up here, Kalen. I was pointing that out. C.J. James, the left guard for Augustana, that was an obvious hold. Nearly took that. I didn't see which defender it was, but he had a hold of him. It was very obvious hold. And that one's definitely coming back. See if we can see it on a replay. Watch 74, the left guard here. And watch him here, right there in the middle of your screen. Just took his man down, grabbed him, and threw him down. Had him around the head, neck area, and threw him to the ground. That was an obvious call for the officials.
Tyler LeClaire did his best to break away from the hold. And that flag came out. Actually, multiple flags came out because of it. 3rd down and 17 would have been a big first down play for Augustana. Now Bauman looks to throw. Quick pass, screen to Epperson. This is his first catch, and Epperson can't break the last tackle made by Gerald Fly, and that's 4th down upcoming for the Vikings.
Well, that time they had the big fella, the right tackle, Blake Larson, out running interference on that screen pass and had a good block. Fly makes a really sure tackle. Otherwise, that's probably going to be a first down. That's a good job there by Fly. A much-needed tackle. Looks like Augustana now 4th and 5. Field conditions not good, but good field position. like they're going to go for it.
From the Wayne State 36. 4th down. Pressure coming from the Wildcats. It gets through, lofted up. Catch is made, but Alex Shaw makes the catch, or makes the tackle on 4th down to stop the receiver right in his tracks, and Wayne State takes over.
Good play there by Shaw. That linebacking crew, we've given them a lot of love here this season, and for very good reason. Shaw makes a great tackle there and gets the possession back for the offense. We'll see it here. You watch Shaw, he slipped a little bit and got back up and made that tackle. Otherwise, that's another 1st down for Augustana, but doesn't happen. Now can the offense move the football? Got to take care of the snaps. That's been the biggest bugaboo for the Wildcats here this afternoon.
1st down and 10, low snap, hand off to Forgy, and Forgy has a few yards on this carry, called about 5 yards, and that might be his biggest carry of the day so far. Has not been a lot of running room for the backfield in Wayne. 2nd down and 10.
That's a good gain on 1st down. Both teams, again, I think both teams want to run the football there in the second half. Augustana down 12, but you feel like that's one thing they've done well for the Wildcats. Falling behind right now.
Forgy again. Dawson Forgy leaps over a defender. Ball comes out, picked up by Wayne State.
Wayne State playing with the lead. You're trying to run the football, try to limit possessions by Augustana, and not turn it over. That was very near disaster there for the Wildcats. You can't give Augustana the short field at this point. You want to take care of the football, play field position in these conditions, and force Augustana to put together a long drive to put points on the board.
All things considered, only a loss of 3 yards from the Dawson Forgy fumble, recovered by Wayne State. Wildcats, 3rd and 8. Bowen, quarterback keeper. Line gets through immediately. Bowen tries to get past, couldn't do it. Great pressure from this defensive line. Matt Chitty got on in there to force Bowen back inside, and that's where the rest of the defense for Augustana was able to get there and make the play.
Augustana did what they had to do. That's get the football back, not allow Wayne State to move the ball. But now for the Vikings, you've got to find ways to put points on the board. I think they're able to run the ball well. I think they've been going away from it a little quicker than maybe they probably should.
Very good snap. The punt from Fenton. Hits an Augustana player.
Oh.
It's a race for the football. The Vikings were able to get back on it.
That was close.
And it's 1st down upcoming for Augustana. Fortunately, Colton Harford jumped on it, and Augustana takes possession. That could have been very disastrous for the Vikings with already 3 turnovers in the first half, trying to keep the ball for themselves at this point.
I think that was looked like Braden Cheney, a redshirt freshman on that special teams that almost came up with that, had a chance. Boy, that was Augustana has just been really turnover prone in this ball game, and that would have been another really big one.
1st and 10 from their own 30. Augustana with the football as Matt Francis, backup tight end, heads in motion to the far side of the formation, and that's where the handoff gets to Lampkin, and he goes nowhere. Gain of a yard for the sophomore running back, Rashad Lampkin.
Well, I've said it a few times today, and I say it again. The 1st down play seems to be the biggest one for Augustana, because now you're looking at 2nd down and 9, and when they have not done anything on 1st down, they generally have been ineffective. It's when they've gotten the 5-6 yards on 1st down when they've been able to move the ball. Wayne State's done a good job here in this 3rd quarter slowing down that running game.
And off again. Rashad Lampkin had a burst of speed across the 35-yard line up to the 36, third down, and 3 or 4 yards. About 4 yards for Augustana.
I like the Vikings going back to that play, and they pick up a nice gain there. 5 yards when they're, it seems like at least once or twice they're able to get 5-6 yards on every 2 or 3 runs that they get. So you got plenty of time to stick with the running game, even though you're down 12.
3rd and 4 from the 36. Wayne State showing pressure, and they do blitz. The handoff to Lampkin. He gets hit and goes backward. Lampkin right back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down.
The defense has been really good here. Most of this ball game, certainly here as of late, against that running game. Again, Augustana ran the ball well in the first half, but Wayne State has really slowed it down here as of late. And that forces Augustana to think about doing some things on a good day. This is a good passing team with the weather the way it is. It's going to be tough to throw the football with regularity.
Another good punt from Avery Book headed toward the sideline. And that is blown dead at the 31-yard line. So Book does a nice job flipping the field, and Wayne State has 69 yards to go if the Wildcats would like to score a touchdown on this drive. Already leading by 12, 14-2. Augustana's only points came from a bad snap over the head of Trevor Marshall into the end zone for a safety. Since that point, Wayne State got an interception, scored a touchdown to Kendrick Watkins-Hogue on the pass from Nick Bowen, and then Tanner Cooper returned a pick, 59 yards for a score. Here's Boyd on the carry to open up this drive. Latravius Boyd gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, for Wayne State now, again, still a lot of time left to be played. You've got to find some ways to move the football. They've just been ineffective. Certainly the negative 19 rushing yards basically on 3 snaps. But even with those, you just have not been effective running the ball in these conditions. But you'd like to put some first downs together, and again, you want to shorten the game and eliminate some of the possessions that Augustana could have.
Boyd had a little space, but only gets a yard on the 2nd down carry. Now 3rd down and 9. Running the football has not been Wayne State's forte today.
No, not at all. And they have not thrown the ball much. They've just not moved the ball much. The one touchdown pass that came after that first interception was a big play. They really haven't moved the ball much at all other than that.
3rd down and 9. 3 wide receivers for the Wildcats. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Bowen, quarterback keeper, doesn't get much, and it only gets about a yard. 4th down again for Wayne State, and now the Wildcats will punt the football once again. It's been a punt battle in this 3rd quarter.
You certainly want to win the field position as this game grows late. If you're Wayne State with a 12-point lead, punts like this are going to be big. You want to continue to try to have the field position advantage and force Augustana to put together some drives to try to come back and win.
Here's Fenton on the punt. Augustana will return it. It's Devin Jones. Maybe gets 2 yards on the return. And Augustana will start from the 37-yard line. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. It's Viking football coming up.
It's Ram Power Days at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Tackle your next job with ease and shop the full lineup of Ram trucks today. Like the dependable and efficient 2023 Ram 1500 and get 20% off MSRP. Shop our 2 convenient locations in Bellevue or Blair or online anytime. Bringing you more power, capability, and savings. This is Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Bauman, quarterback keeper, gets tackled after a short gain of 2 yards. Play made by Tyler LeClaire, getting the start at linebacker today. Outside linebacker for Tate Henricks for Wayne State. 2nd down and 7 from the 40-yard line.
For the Wildcats, you really want to be able to finish this game. You know, hate to bring it up, but a week ago against Northern State had a 19-0 halftime lead and lost that ball game, up 12 here at halftime in this one. And certainly you can also go back to the game in Missouri S&T where they won the game but had a big lead at halftime and almost gave that one up.
Epperson right back to the line of scrimmage, nowhere for the defending NSIC Player of the Week to go. And you talk about the way that Wayne State ended that last game to Northern State, lost on a game-winning field goal. Nick Bowen had 4 interceptions in the game. He had 2 before that against Bemidji State. Only had 2 on the season before those last 2 games. And today, Casey Bauman came in with 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in a 68% completion percentage. Well, he's only completed 2 passes out of 10 today, 20%, and for 2 interceptions. Complete flip of the script at Bob Cunningham Field in Wayne.
The weather had part to do with it, but this defense for Wayne State has played really well.
Looking to take a shot. Bauman over the head of his receiver, Jack Fisher, and that might have been the game changer that the Vikings needed. Instead, it's incomplete. And 4th down and 6, Avery Book and the punt squad comes back on the field for Augustana.
Well, I think if you like punting, you've come to the right place here this 3rd quarter.
You know, you said the Wayne State's defense has been a real factor, obviously the weather, but you can't take away the credit that Tanner Cooper has done today. Both interceptions for him. And Wayne State is tied for 1st in the NSIC for interceptions along with Bemidji State. 2 of the best defensive teams in the conference, as this is fair caught by Jacob Bird at the the 16-yard line. Today is also the Egg Bowl game, where this is an event that Wayne State does every year, the 34th annual Egg Bowl, to help raise scholarship money for Wayne State athletics. Usually this raises nearly $10,000 for the school and for the athletic program here in Wayne, so it's a really big event.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been part of several of these. It's an awesome thing, and certainly the fundraising part of it is big. But it's just it's tradition around here. You know, the Egg Bowl every year, and it seems like it's Augustana most of the time.
Looking to throw far side, incomplete. Looking for Kendrick Watkins Hogue. And another really cool thing about the Egg Bowl, though, is that MVP candidate for each team. So one of the best players for Wayne State and the best player for Augustana will take home a commemorative Egg Bowl football.
Nice. No, no nominations for broadcasters or anything. And I mean, you'd get it, obviously, but
I think we'd move somewhere else on that. You could give it to the groundkeepers the way that they've been working today.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've done a heck of a job.
2nd down and 10. Groundskeepers working almost as hard as anybody else in the field. Here's Kendrick Watkins Hogue, who makes the catch and gets blasted. He's still on his feet and finally pushed out of bounds. They'll say his forward progress was stopped, but it's still no gain for the Wildcats.
Kind of gave up some ground here trying to make a play.
3rd and 10 from the 17.
Took a shot there from Cade Lynott, number 32 for Augustana. He's had a good game for this defense.
And the clock in this 3rd quarter has come to an end. One more quarter to play in a snowy football game in Wayne. The Wildcats leading the Vikings 14-2. 15 minutes left on News Channel Nebraska.
If you've ever tried to grow something, you know the time and attention it takes. Imagine growing crops that feed our community and nation. Dawn to dusk, farm families will work tirelessly to complete the season's work. What began as seed has grown into bountiful crops spanning as far as the eye can see. The fruits of this labor benefit our community and our nation's economy. During this harvest season, Madison County Bank offers all farmers our sincere thanks and appreciation for all that you do.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Fourth quarter on Senior Day in Wayne, America, as the Wayne State Wildcats, 5-3 on the season, lead 12th ranked Augustana, undefeated, 14-2. Now this is a huge game for the Vikings. They are trying to turn to 9-0, have to overcome this 12-point deficit with only 15 minutes left.
That's been amazing. This Augustana defense is really, really good. Right now, Wayne State has about 28 yards of total offense.
And this incomplete as well, looking for Boyd out of the backfield. Makes it 4th down and 10. So back onto the field, the punt unit. And punter Luke Fenton, who does the majority of the punting duties.
The field position right now is slowly sliding over to Augustana. You've got a whole quarter to play. They should get really good field position out of this. I don't know that you're panicking at this point if you're Augustana. You're down 12. But you're in a situation now with field position, you're going to have to put some points on the board if you're going to have a chance to come back.
That and Devin Jones. Oh, Benton gets hit hard.
I think they're going to say he was blocked into him, or did they throw the flag?
No flag came out. Benton got drilled. And this was a good punt.
That was an excellent punt.
Officials talking to Logan Masters on the sideline. That was a huge hit on Luke Fenton, the punter.
Yeah, Coach Masters, I think, upset again that.
And that time it would have been roughing.
Yeah, but I think they say it was blocked into the punter. I think that was the call. If you block the defender into your punter, then it's obviously not a penalty on Augustana. Going to stand as no penalty, and that was a great kick by Fenton under pressure, and we talk a lot here. We have in the second half about field position. Augustana looked like they were going to get great field position. It's pretty good as it is, but not as good as it could have been.
Option play and nowhere to go for Jared Epperson as Carter Sitzman is the first one there to help send him back, and the rest of the defense comes and makes the play. Loss of 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 12.
As good as this Augustana defense is, I think Wayne State has more than matched them. Now, Augustana's got more yards on the ball game, but right now, as we went into the third quarter, Augustana had 179 total yards of offense. That's a pretty good job through 3 quarters for Wayne State.
Really, it comes down to turnovers.
Yep.
Augustana has turned the ball over 3 times. Bauman standing in the pocket gets hit, and now Bauman goes down. Flag is thrown.
They're going to have a hold.
It will be a hold, and that's why the official looking toward the sideline to see what Masters wants to do.
You may just take the sack and keep the down. A great job of pressuring Bauman.
Slid under the defender, and the sack will be credited to Dexter Larson, middle linebacker. 3rd down and long for Augustana.
We'd say getting players in and out quickly here. Don't want to get a penalty.
Quick substitution, and it works. 3rd down and 18. Augustana in sure throwing situation, down by 12, and under 14 minutes to play. Takes the snap, Bauman has time, throws short over the middle, nice catch made for a nice gain of nearly 10 yards. Reception from Logan Utek, his first catch of the day.
On 3rd and 18, you're going to give that check down pass You're right. That picked up about 10, but it's still 4th and 8. You just don't want to get beat and give up the first down. Augustana now, I think they're starting to feel like they need to make a play. This is a big one here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, I think that first play, the check down, worked well because now you have an opportunity for a short 4th down, shorter first down or 4th down. 4th and 8, Bauman looking open, catch is made, first down, Vikings. Hauled in by Isaiah Huber out of the backfield. Slot wide receiver Isaiah Huber, his first catch, and it's a big one.
Watch, one of the Wayne State defenders fell down there. I think that's Rollis, number 27. He just fell down. Again, that's where the field conditions come into play. It's slippery out there. You got an injured Augustana player getting off the field. It looks like Logan Utek, the receiver, he appears to be okay, walking off under his own power. That's good to see.
First and down, 10 for Augustana after a huge 4th down conversion on 4th and 8. The Vikings undefeated on the season, feeling a little pressure from Wayne State on the road. Snow is still coming down, but it's not as much as it used to be. Throw this one out to Epperson. A lot of room on the quick pass. Jared Epperson plunges forward close to the goal line. Down at the 13, now inside the 15. It's a big catch and run for Jared Epperson.
Blake Larson, the right tackle there. You're going to see him downfield. He's out in front of that play. But a big gain there for Augustana. Now sets them up nicely. A lot of time left. Augustana's got to score here.
25-yard gain for Jared Epperson. 1st and 10 from the 12. Bauman makes the handoff. Quick throw. Incomplete. And they will say it is incomplete. Not behind the line of scrimmage. Devin Jones not able to reel it in.
Another one of those that's kind of close. That's basically like a long handoff, and if that goes behind him there, that is a fumble. If it's along the path toward the receiver or out in front of him, it's considered a pass behind the line of scrimmage.
Vikings in business, 2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Bauman alone. Takes the snap, looking. Bauman is pressured, rolls out of the pocket, decides to run, is upended right at the 12-yard line. Nowhere for him to go, and good defense. Able to make the play.
Yeah, watch, I believe that was Sims for Wayne State that chased him down, and it was a good job by Bauman to keep the play alive, but nobody open. Credit the secondary there. The great coverage allowed the troops there to get to him, and without allowing anything, now big down, 3rd down here in 10.
Dexter Larson got under Bauman to make the play. 3rd and 10. Epperson in the backfield. Bauman looks. Steps up in the pocket. Wide open on the far sideline. Catch is made right by the sticks. And it is 4th down and inches for the Vikings.
Holy cow.
Wide open, alone, Jack Fisher.
Yeah, top of the screen there, wide open. Fisher right at the sticks, just short. Boy, this could be, but still 10:34 to go. This almost feels like ball game if Augustana doesn't get this.
Looking to go in shotgun now. You have a 6'7" quarterback, Casey Bauman, not trying to do the quarterback sneak. He'll give it to Epperson. Epperson doesn't only get the first down, he gets the touchdown. Jared Epperson scores from a few yards out, and Augustana with their first offensive points.
Well, great teams find ways to get it done. Augustana with a nice drive. Wayne State has really held them in check until that drive, and it's kind of ended as many drives end for this team with a Jared Epperson power run there between the guard and the center.
And it all goes back to that huge 4th down and 8. Isaiah Huber made the catch from Casey Bauman, and the drive is finished off with a 4-yard touchdown run from Jared Epperson. PAT up, and the kick is good. So just like that, it's a 5-point game. Number 12, Augustana gets a touchdown back, 14-9. Wayne State with the lead, and they get the football coming up.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
News Channel Nebraska with 10:18 to play in our college football Saturday. Wayne State leads number 12 undefeated Augustana 14-9. The Vikings were able to score a touchdown. Jared Epperson from 4 yards out. It's his 8th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings will kick it off. Well, make sure you stay tuned for our coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. And this is down right at about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will take possession. So they do have 14 points, Wayne State, but the offense has not been the reason why. It's been defense. 3 turnovers, 2 picks by Tanner Cooper, one of them a pick 6, really has been the reason why the Wildcats have been winning this game for the most part.
Okay, Wayne State right now, 32 plays on offense, 26 total yards. It's tough to win games with you're not moving the football. They had the one big play off of after the interception for the lone offensive touchdown. If you're going to win this game, if you're Wayne State, you've got to be able to put together some first downs here. Augustana has all the momentum. They've also had the ball 24 more plays than Wayne State.
Bowen rolls incomplete. Looking for Kendrick Watkins-Hogue. We talk about the yardage. It hasn't been there, but even when Wayne State has gotten positive yards, a lot of that is negated due to the snaps over Bowen, which has probably lost 40 yards or more today.
Yeah, that's certainly been a problem, but even if those don't happen, you just haven't moved the ball. Mm-hmm. And that was the 57th play, I'm sorry, the 33rd play to 56 plays for Augustana.
Handoff, no gain for Wayne State. Nowhere to go for Dawson Forkey, and it's already 3rd down and 10.
Yep, 3rd and 10, just under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. So Augustana, you've got a boatload of time here with all 3 timeouts left. And you figure you got a great chance here to get the ball back. 3rd and 9, Wayne State, as we've mentioned, just have not been able to move the football here at all, especially here in the second half.
Viking sideline is fired up. The fans that have traveled down also fired up. Forgy, the handoff, has a little space, but not much. Gets a couple yards, and it's 4th down. Vikings will get the football back.
Yeah, not fooled on that ball fake was the Augustana defense. And one of those was Jacob Ludwig, linebacker number 55. They, again, have a shot at some great field position. And you got a whole 9 minutes and 3 seconds to work with, which is plenty of time, especially when you have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Vikings have won 4 straight over the Wildcats. Here's Luke Fenton on to punt. Another really good punt. Jones goes back for it, catches it, has a little bit of space, and it's a nice 8-yard return for Devin Jones.
Well, Benton has done it a couple of times there with pressure on him and not good field position, has delivered some great punts. Now defense has got to be getting a little bit tired at this stage, as this will be the 57th offensive play for Augustana compared to 35 for Wayne State.
Augustana traveled down from Sioux Falls this morning and sees all of this snow on the field. Had a struggling first 3 quarters, but right now, Vikings are in business with an opportunity to take the lead and erase that 12-point deficit. Undefeated, 12-0. Here's the handoff. Nice gain moving forward for Jared Epperson, who ran over a Viking defender, a Wildcat defender, Dexter Larson. And goes down after a nice gain of 5.
Well, the power run is starting to develop here for, wow, that was a collision and a half there. But Augustana is really starting to establish this. We've seen bits and pieces of it. Wayne State's been able to slow it down. Those 5 yards, those first down carries have been big for Augustana here this afternoon.
2nd and 5, looks to throw, check down to the near side, catch made, and a big first down for Wayne State. Move that football again for the Vikings. Max Miner with the reception.
Well, Wayne State's got to find a way. I see some frustrated body language right now from the defense, and I'm sure, again, they've got to be a little bit tired. Find a way. You've just got to tuck it up here and try to make a play, get a turnover again. Find any way you can to turn away this Augustana offense.
Wayne State blew a 19-0 lead last week to Northern State, and trying not to do that today against Augustana, led by as much as 12. Looking to throw. Bauman, lots of time. Wide open, Huber again makes the catch and falls out of bounds across the 25-yard line.
That's about the 3rd time we've seen him get wide open. I don't know how they keep losing Isaiah Huber. Maybe that's the white shirt. I don't know. He's 5'10", 190. He's not like he's a tiny fella.
Nobody in the vicinity, and it's a 20-yard gain. Augustana marching down the field. Here's Epperson, pushes forward for about a gain of 5 yards, and he has 99 yards in the game. 1 more yard, and that will put Jared Epperson over 100. 2nd down and 5 for Augustana, 6.5 minutes to play.
Augustana is going to take their time. They feel like this is the game-winning drive. They are not going to force anything or hurry anything. Over 6:20 to go, right at 6:20, and now, again, as we've mentioned, all the timeouts, so they've got plenty of time to score.
Miner in motion to the far side of the formation. Bauman throws, screen pass, caught. Epperson tackled after the gain, and a first down again. Pajan on the tackle, and the Vikings move the chains again.
Adrian Pajan saved a touchdown there. That was an excellent diving tackle. Wayne State's turned Augustana over 3 times. A 4th right now would be gigantic.
But for the Vikings, the fact that they've turned the ball over 3 times and have a chance to take the lead in the late stages of this football game, that's something that does not happen often. Handoff. Epperson brought down after a short gain. Good pressure in there, and a tackle made by Jackson Johnson. Also in on the play, Luke Sims.
And with the time ticking away now, I think they're not even thinking field goal at this point. I mean, you have to score a touchdown to take the lead. And where they're at on the field, I think you're going to look at 4 downs, regardless of where the down and distance is, unless it's something ridiculous.
2nd and 9. Motion for Devin Jones. Hand off to Epperson, goes nowhere. Play made by Trent Rasmussen, the sophomore. And it's 3rd down and long.
This defense has been game all afternoon. And they've been out there all afternoon. They're tired. They've subbed a lot of guys in and out. They've got a fairly deep ball club, I'd say, but you've got some tired fellas. Can they dig deep here and make a stop? 3rd down and 12.
4:10 to play. Imagine that this is probably 4-down territory. Bauman looks, has time, floats it, incomplete, looking for Jones on the corner route.
That was good coverage there, double coverage there. That corner route was not open. Maybe they are going to try a field goal. 4th and 12, that's a little bit outside of where you want to be. So, if it was 4th and about 5, I think you see them go for it. Now, the good thing is if you make this field goal, another field goal would win the game, assuming Wayne State doesn't score.
Well, this is Jake Pacina. He's 6 of 7 on the year. 48 yards is his long.
Got to be cognizant of a fake in this situation.
This is a 32-yard field goal. Snap down, hold is good, kick is up, and Jake Pacina boots it through with 3:55 to play. 14-12, Vikings get within 2, and the Wildcats with a 2-point lead try to cling to that lead with the football coming up next.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewayneStateCollege.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
A partner in your everyday. Since 1975. Woodhouse.
Fourteen to 12, Augustana's Jake Pacina booted through a field goal. It's a 2-point game, and Wayne State just jumped on the football. 1st and 10 for Wayne State, 3:54 remaining in the ball game.
Wayne State has got to move the ball now. You've got to get a couple of first downs. You've got Augustana's got all 3 timeouts left. You've got decent field position here, but it just feels like if you don't take some time off this clock, Augustana's poised to come back and take this game from you. So this offense has a total of 30 yards in this ball game right now. 30. Right now is the time you've just got to make some plays.
And has to call a timeout. Nick Bowen looking toward the sideline with confusion. And the Wildcats will discuss this 1st down and 10 play coming up on NCN.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bowen takes a shot, incomplete. Was looking to get it to his tight end heading out of bounds. Looking for him, incomplete.
Wayne State trying to get those first downs. They haven't been able to run the ball at all. They have negative 13 rushing yards on the ball game. And now the the problem with throwing the football is you've thrown incompletion, then the clock stops. And that's just given Wayne State more time. So it's kind of a catch-22. You've got to make a play, and I think they've got to throw the football to try to get a first down.
Here's Kendrick Watkins-Hogue on the run. Watkins-Hogue, a good run near the first down marker. And now this is huge for Wayne State. But after an incompletion and now getting out of bounds, actually the clock will run. Remember that Augustana has all 3 timeouts.
Yeah. Got to get a first down here. Third down and then looking at about 2 yards to go. So this is a gigantic play in this ball game.
3rd and 2 with 3:15 to play. Wayne State trying to win against Augustana for the first time since 2017. Bad snap again. No. Bowen has to slide on it. And brings up 4th down. Augustana may have just called a timeout. We'll see what the call is here.
That is hard to swallow, quite frankly, if you're Wayne State. Well, you had a chance to get a first down there, then you probably force Augustana to use their timeouts. And then you've got a real chance, I think, to win the game. Now you're going to have to punt the football away. Augustana is going to get it back, 3:05 to go, and all 3 timeouts. That 2 yards, you're 2 yards away from really having a chance to win the game. You still have a chance to win the game, obviously, but the momentum would have been in your favor if you get that first down. That bad snap, you lose yardage, you lose any chance of getting the first down, and you have to give the ball back to Augustana, who's starting to get in a roll offensively.
Got to be frustrating if you're offensive coordinator Colin Prosser, the way that you want to see these plays develop. You want to see how your team can do in these situations. And with now multiple bad snaps, I think it's safe to say we've seen at least 5 snaps either over the head or next to or snaps that have hit the ground and not been received by the quarterback or the punter. We've seen multiple, and that's kind of been a big momentum changer and one of the reasons why Augustana has the chance to get the football back in this situation. 4th down and 12 from the 34.
Now again, you need yet another big-time kick here.
Luke Fenton with Devin Jones, a dangerous returner back deep, who's returned 2 punts for touchdowns this season. Fenton, high kick. Jones watches it and will not chase. And this is a good punt that rolls dead at about the 25.5-yard line. So Augustana has a ways to go, 75 yards with 2:54 to play and 2 timeouts. The Vikings offense will come on the field and try to stun Wayne State after being down for most of the game. Augustana looks to improve to 9-0, but they need to drive all the way down first.
The thing to remember now is Augustana just needs a field goal to win this game. They don't have to score a touchdown. They're down 2. So I think that changes. You're not necessarily forcing anything trying to score the touchdown. You've got time to get in field goal range, and we've seen Pacina is an excellent field goal kicker.
Bauman with Epperson to his right. Takes the handoff, throws down Jones. Jones on the far sideline. Short little spurt, gain of 3 yards to the 30. Brings up 2nd down, 2:40 to play. That clock is moving quickly.
And Augustana now down to 2 timeouts.
Massive drive. Looking to throw. Bauman fires. Incomplete over the head of his intended receiver, Logan Utek. Brings up 3rd down and 7 with 2:21 to play.
Oh, the defense doing a great job on 1st and 2nd down. Now, big play. 2:21 to go. If Augustana doesn't get it, you got to figure they may be going for it. We'll see with only the 2 timeouts now.
4 wide receivers, man in motion is Jones to the near side of the formation, looking to throw. Pressure comes, incomplete. Had to throw it away. Nowhere for Casey Bauman to go with the football. It's 4th down. 2:17 remaining. Wayne State leading Augustana 14-12, trying to stun the number 12 team in the country, 8-0 on the season.
I think if, Kalen, I think if you have all 3 timeouts, you think about kicking here possibly, because they have absolutely controlled Wayne State offensively. Now with only 2 timeouts, I don't know that you can afford to do that. And Wayne State calls a timeout.
Logan Masters wants to discuss this 4th down play, 14-12. Augustana potentially with the game on the line coming up next.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
4th down and 6, 2:17 to play. Wayne State leads by 2 over number 12 undefeated Augustana. Vikings need to convert. Jones in motion to the near side. Bauman with Epperson to his right. Pressure comes from Shaw. Throws. It's intercepted and incomplete. Tanner Cooper nearly had his 3rd interception of the game. Had it and got hit.
I wonder if he didn't drop that on purpose. That's 4th down. I mean, it looked like he had that in his hands. We'll see. I mean, that's a smart play if he drops the ball, because it's 4th down.
I wasn't sure if that was a catch made by Cooper and then a fumble.
Yeah.
Which, if it is, then that would be a 1st down for Augustana. But it will be incomplete. Cooper nearly had his 3rd pass intercepted.
Well, a big play either way, because it gives Wayne State the football with a chance to run this clock out. 2 timeouts for Augustana, so they can still get the football back, but unless you turn it over here, and we've seen some really problematic snaps in this ball game, but if you don't turn it over here, you've got a great chance, if you're Wayne State, to win this game.
1st and 10 from their own, or from the Viking 30-yard line. Tight end comes in motion. Quarterback keeper Nick Bowen gets a couple yards, stood up after about a 3-yard gain. Timeout by Augustana with 2:05 to play. Well, you're watching News Channel Nebraska. It is the Egg Bowl today, where Wayne State tries to raise money for the athletic program. Usually raises about $10,000, so it's a really, really good cause. Also, Senior Day, and also Wayne State with perhaps the biggest game of the season, playing an undefeated opponent in Augustana, a team that's 8-0, ranked 12th in the country. And all of this at home with our snowy conditions.
Yeah, before that run, Wayne State at negative 14 yards of rushing and only 43 passing, so you're hovering around, roughly around 30 yards of total offense. I wonder, have they ever beaten a ranked team and had that sort of offensive production? I mean, that's an incredible stat line. They got a chance here now. I don't think you're going to throw the football. They got 3 on that carry. I think Wayne State's right now, with the field position you're in, I think you're going to try to get something on the ground, and if not, you're going to run as much time off the clock as you can.
1 timeout each side. Handoff Dawson Forgy tries to follow his blockers, goes backward, stays in bounds, and just slides down. Dawson Forgy with a big loss. That makes it 3rd down and about 12. And Augustana opting to call its third and final timeout. 3rd down and 7 with 1:59 to play. Take a look here at the Madison County Bank replay. Just the way that Forky slid down. We got a massive 3rd down and 7 coming up. Ball on the 27-yard line on NCN.
If you've ever tried to grow something, you know the time and attention it takes. Imagine growing crops that feed our community and nation. Dawn to dusk, farm families will work tirelessly to complete the season's work. What began as seed has grown into bountiful crops spanning as far as the eye can see. The fruits of this labor benefit our community and our nation's economy. During this harvest season, Madison County Bank offers all farmers our sincere thanks and appreciation for all that you do.
(14-12), Wayne State ahead of number 12, 8-0, Augustana, and an NSIC conference battle. 3rd and 13 from the 33-yard line. No timeouts left for the Vikings. Might be a quarterback keeper. Here's Bowen. It is. Nick Bowen actually loses yards. Might have had his space, but instead goes down after the nice tackle. Matt Chitty gets in there and makes the play. But the ball now at the 35.
The bad thing with the last couple of plays losing yards is you've taken yourself out of any chance for the possibility of a field goal. And now you're just going to let the clock run and most likely bring Luke Fenton in, who has been great today, and punt the football and force Augustana to go the length of the field to find a way to beat you. Looks like maybe they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're not going to risk a punt.
Maybe take the penalty, the delay of game.
That could be.
5 seconds on the play clock. And it runs all the way down. And it is the delay of game. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 20, but put the ball on the 40-yard line, and now Wayne State has a little bit more real estate for Luke Fenton to come on and punt this thing away, trying to pin Augustana deep with 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see Luke Fenton try the coffin corner, kick it away. I don't know that you want him to receive the ball at all. Just kick it out of bounds, or let it roll. The biggest thing now, how about a good snap? You really, really have to have a good snap here, and try to pin Augustana as deep as you can possibly get them.
Back to return is Peyton Buckley. Here's the kick from Fenton. It's a nice one. And it goes into the end zone. So he had the distance, not quite the accuracy. And Augustana takes over at the 25-yard line.
And now for Wayne State, you've just got to pressure the heck out of Bauman. They're not likely going to do very many runs here in this situation because there's no timeouts left. So you know what they're going to do. They're going to throw the football, and you've got to be able to get a pass rush on him and try to force him out of that pocket, force him to make some quick throws. They've been successful when they've been able to pressure him in this ball game. We'll see what Wayne State can do here. 1 minute 6 to go. No timeouts left for the Vikings.
Call at the 20-yard line. That's where the touchback is ensued. 1st and 10 from the 20. 80 yards to go. Augustana only needs a field goal. 14-12. Wayne State up by 2 points. Bauman looks to throw. Pressure comes. Bauman escapes. He's got a lot of yardage. Casey Bauman with the 1st down and more, and upended, slipped under and out of bounds. Tackle made on his way out.
You got a hold upfield, Kalen.
And no penalty came out for the tackle out of bounds, but there is one in the backfield.
Yeah, it was plain as day. Watch Luke Sims, number 90. And watch as he's trying to get out there. You could see the offensive lineman had a hold of the back of his jersey, and there's a heck of a hit there that just sent Bauman tumbling over. But an obvious hold on one of the linemen there for Augustana against holding on to Luke Sims.
And that's massive. 1st down and 20 now from the 10-yard line. 90 yards to go with 57 seconds in the snow to remain unbeaten. Augustana down by 2. Huber goes in motion to the far side of the formation. They've thrown to him on corner outs a couple times from this set. Bauman looks, fires one deep. It's intercepted! Wayne State, Joe Morrison picks it off, and that is the ball game.
Wow. Defense gets it done. Morrison, smart job there. Once you catch that ball, just go down, young man. And he does.
There is a flag in the backfield as well.
Well, if it's a defensive penalty, then this game is still alive. If it's on the offense, this ball game's over. And now we all hold our breath.
Let's hear what the officials have to say.
I hope they're just talking about what to get me for my birthday.
Is it almost your birthday?
Yeah, it's only 9 months away.
Oh.
Actually, 11 months. You missed my birthday, Caitlin. Where was my present? Well, a discussion here. Not sure what the call was, so we'll find out here shortly. But again, if this is on Augustana, Wayne State will obviously decline it, and with no timeouts, this ball game will be over. If it's on Wayne State, then Augustana will keep possession, and still 47 seconds left.
Let's hear the official here.
After the play.
So he's ejected, and that's it. So the interception stands. Since it was after the play, Augustana threw an interception to Jacob Bird, and that should be it.
Yeah, that should be ball game. It'll be Wayne State football, and Augustana cannot stop the clock.
What a game. All the Wildcats have to do is take a knee, and that's the end of the ball game. Wayne State coming off two tough losses, 33-23 to Bemidji State here at home 2 weeks ago. Had a 19-0 lead to Northern State, and now hosting the number 12 team in the country, undefeated Augustana, and the Wildcats have just stunned the Vikings.
Yeah, what a win. What a gut check win. And credit goes to the defense and how well they have played.
Nick Bowen takes the knee, and with 42 seconds, that should be it. Maybe have to take one more knee just for good measure. Play clock at 25, so one more knee will do it. That's what the Wildcats do. Wayne State at home in the snow. Stun number 12, undefeated Augustana, 14-12. In spectacular fashion, the defense gets it done. 4 interceptions, and the final interception made by Jacob Bird to win the game. Augustana goes down. Wayne State is 6-3. Coming up next on News Channel Nebraska, we have our interviews with our player of the game, head coach Logan Masters, highlights and more. It's all coming up on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It's 2023. Bad internet shouldn't be a thing. FYI, coax and satellite internet are vintage. Stop settling for lagging, buffering, and freezing. Switch to Allo Fiber and enjoy speeds up to 1 gig across multiple devices, 24/7 local customer support, no data caps. Fiber your internet with Allo. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Ask yourself, will your college define your future? Strengthen your confidence? Prepare you for success? The college you choose today will last a lifetime. That's why students who want to lead tomorrow make Wayne State College their first choice. Go to explorewaynestate.college.com to find out how a quality education at an affordable cost is the right choice.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Wayne State does it, takes down undefeated Augustana 14-12, and the Wildcats move to 6-3 after dropping 2 games in a row. And we are excited after that fun matchup. We will have our interviews down below with head coach Logan Masters and our player of the game. You'll have to wait and see who it is. You might have an idea if you've watched the entire thing. Of course, we'll take you there in just a moment, but you see the dark sea ahead of us, lots of coats, lots of jackets, and of course the black uniforms. But first, let's go down to Lou Siefker and head coach Logan Masters of the winning Wayne State Wildcats.
Well, how about the Wayne State Wildcats? They get a big win here on Egg Bowl, defeating Augustana, 12th-ranked Augustana, as a matter of fact, 14-12. Joined now by head coach Logan Smothers. Coach, I don't know that I've ever seen a game where you beat a ranked team Only had 22 yards of total offense in that one. What does that say about the defense and how well they played in this ball game?
Yeah, defense, they played lights out, and they forced turnovers, and that's the key in games like this and weather. And yeah, 22 yards isn't very good. I don't know how many we lost on snaps, but reasons come to work next week and get that stuff fixed, because when guys make plays, and it's really special on senior day when seniors make the big plays for you to be the difference. And so I'm just really flipping proud of them. It wasn't always pretty, but don't matter to win.
Found a way to get it done. Talk about your punter. We don't always talk about our punters, but Luke Fenton, I thought he had a heck of a ball game. Had some real crucial punts in that game that pinned Augustana back a little bit. How well did he kick the ball today?
Yeah, he kicked it really well. A good thing there's snow on the ground, so he doesn't need to ice his legs. We probably used him a little too much, but big punts with hang time in this weather, getting them off because the footing's not always the best. And like I said, it was an ultimate team win. Offense did just enough. We didn't give them any opportunities, and defense did a great job stopping them, getting turnovers, and special teams executed all day. So that's what it takes to win against a rated team.
You think the snap issues, were that weather related, you think, or what caused those? There was 4 of them, I believe.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, to be honest, maybe we haven't had any issues. Maybe with snow, maybe with other things. I know Will's the best center in the league, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll get it fixed.
Absolutely. Now you have a fellow by the name of Tanner Cooper who had 2 actually had 2 pick sixes. One of them gets called back. Your offense still able to score off of that one, and then breaks up a huge one there at the end. What can you say about that young man?
Unbelievable. Yeah, one of his teammates got a little selfish, and otherwise he should have had 2 for touchdowns, and if he should have had 3, right, Tanner? So, but I'm really proud of him. A guy who's just keeps getting better and better, and like I said, he's a senior on senior day, making big plays that won the game for us. That's what it takes when you want to knock off a top-rated team.
What does it say about your team coming off a couple of tough losses, disappointing games? Yeah, you come out here against a really good football team and find a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's who we are. Like I said, last week we gave one away, and Bemidji's really good the week before, and we just couldn't punch in short yardage. And so I'm really proud of them, focusing on the little things these last couple of weeks, and they keep fighting, and that's what you want as a coach, and I'll go to battle with these guys any day of the week.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations on a big win, and good luck as you end in the next couple of weeks on the road.
Thank you. Go Cats.
All right, let's get Tanner Coop in here. Can I call you Coop? Is that all right? All right. Talk about those interceptions. You play in that free safety spot. You had the one that went back for a touchdown. You had the penalty that called it back. What did you see on that play? How'd that play develop?
Just what my coaches preach, having good eyes, good technique, and just breaking on the man, playing fast and playing relentless, and that's what happened.
Well, then you had the second one that did go for a touchdown. What can you say about that play? What did you see on that one?
Well, I seen the number 2 receiver break out, and I just, like I said, just good eyes, good feet, and I broke on the ball, and I just happened to, lay in my hands, and I happened to score, so good.
Well, then the last one, I'm going to go ahead and say you dropped down on purpose being on 4th down. Is that right?
Yeah, I dropped it on purpose. Well, no, I actually tried to, I tried to catch it and run before I, caught it. So, but yeah, I gotta make sure I look it in next time.
Where are you from, Coop?
California.
So is snow a thing where you're from?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So how did it feel playing in these conditions here today?
It actually wasn't as bad as last year. We had a game against Moorhead that was like similar to this, but it was not as much snow, but more wind. But yeah, it felt a little bit better today. It wasn't as cold.
How does it feel getting the Egg Bowl MVP?
It felt good, but this is a team. This is a team win. I'm happy for my team. I love my guys. So yeah, go Cats.
Talk about your teammates on the defensive side of the ball. How you guys persevered all afternoon. Yeah, certainly offense struggled today. They've played well all year. They struggled today. You guys picked it up. What does that say about the defensive group and how you guys were able to win this one?
Just a bunch of dogs. We come to play every Saturday, any given Saturday with us. So happy for my team, happy for my defense, and yeah.
Well, Coop, congratulations on a big win. Congratulations on being the Egg Bowl MVP, and most importantly, congratulations on being our player of the game.
Appreciate it. Go Cats.
All right, that's Cooper, our player of the game. Let's send it back to Kalen.
Well, what an interview. Tanner Cooper, Egg Bowl MVP, NCN MVP, and just a tremendous game. 2 interceptions, a pick 6 that helped lead Wayne State to an upset victory over undefeated number 12th ranked Augustana. Well, thanks for joining us today on NCN. We have your top plays, all brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Well, let's check it out. That is the water tower in Wayne, America. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, you can't see it? Well, neither could I. That's how bad the snow and the wind has been today. It all started off in the most unique way possible. A safety over the head of Tanner looking to punt this ball away, and instead it's Augustana 2-0. Nick Bowen, after an interception, looking to throw it deep. Got a man. Touchdown. Kendrick Watkin-Hogue reels it in for the score. Puts Wayne State on top 7-0 after the beautiful throw and the interception by Tanner Cooper gave the Wildcats great field position. We move on down to the second quarter. It's 7-2. Wayne State with the lead, under pressure and stepping up. Sacked. Down goes quarterback Casey Bauman, brought down by Jackson Johnson, and put the Augustana Vikings in a tough situation. Now looking later in the drive, throws intercepted. Tanner Cooper, 59 yards to the house. Wildcats go up 14-2 off of the pick six from our player of the game, Tanner Cooper, fired up in the snow. Here's Epperson taking the football, fumbles it. Wayne State recovers, and that was the Wildcats' third turnover they were able to get in the first half of play. Wildcats did not do anything with it. As we head to the third quarter, fourth down, looking to throw in. It is caught, but tackle made by Alex Shaw, and nowhere to go for the tight end. 14-2, handoff. Epperson finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Augustana. Their first offensive score of the game made it 14-9, and then a field goal by Jake Pacina made it 14-12. Augustana would get the football back again with a chance to win it. Looking to throw. Bauman under pressure, throws deep and intercepted. The pick made by Joe Morrison to end the football game. Morrison's third interception for the redshirt freshman, and the Wildcats knock off Augustana 8-0. Not anymore, as Wayne State gets the win 14-12 at home in the snow. Thank you so much for joining us on News Channel Nebraska. What a spectacular game, one that will be remembered for years to come as Wayne State gets it done. Now 6-3 on the season, while Augustana falls to 8-1. For Connor in the truck, our tough camera operators in the snow today. For Lucifker, my color man and interview specialist, my name is Kalen Devin. Drive safe. Have a wonderful day on News Channel Nebraska.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.